Welcome everybody back. Welcome everybody back. What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna hang out with you guys for a little bit. About it's 7:15 Eastern time. I'm gonna hang out with you guys until like 8 o'clock. So I hope you guys are having a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Damn, this quality isn't the best on this cell phone. I wish it was a little bit better. But if you guys got any questions, you already know what to do. Write your questions below. Let me just get the phone ready so I can answer some questions. I'm strictly just going to be answering questions here. But what's going on, everybody? What's going on, BK Archie? What's going on, Jacob? What's going on, Renika? What's going on, John? If you guys got questions, jump right in. Go right into it. I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday. As of right now, for the people who are coming in, within the next month, I should be visiting Atlanta. Yes, I am going to be hosting a meet with Enthusiast POV, Nowhere TM, Speed Cultures. We're hosting a Q50 Nissan Infiniti meet in Atlanta, Georgia. The date should be November 7th. So I'm only going to say this at the start of the video. I'm not going to keep repeating it as time goes. But yes, boostinmotion is going to go to Atlanta to visit my boy Enthusiast. And Nowhere TM and Speed Culture should be there also. So you're going to start seeing us put more information and videos up about it, but that's just for you guys who just jumped in the video, so you guys know what's going on. All right. What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? Should I get full down pipes or just get lower down pipes? One, I would sit there and say, be straight up and honest with you. If you're trying to get the most power out of your car, you should get full down pipes, okay? Get full down pipes. If you're trying to get the most power, if you're going to get tuned, if you're going to do 85, get full down pipes. But if you're just going to be keeping moderate and don't really care about the extra 10 or 10 wheel horsepower or 15, it all depends on tuner, just get lower down pipes, man. Because the price difference is $150 to $500 to $600. So it's up to you. But lower down pipes, some of the fastest cars, Q50s out there still have just only lower down pipes rather than fulls. Caleb, what's going on, man? Bradford White, what's up, man? What's going on? Good to see you. I hope to see you in Atlanta, bro. Kavan, what's going on, man? Okay, do you think the Q50 Q60 will last because Infiniti fails to redesign the interior every year? Well, at Renak, sorry, man. To be honest, you're gonna see the new interior of the QX55 next month and the new interior of the QX60. If you saw the pictures of the leaked pictures of the new QX60, they're changing the interior. So this is going to be pretty much how the Q50s and Q60s is going to probably look in the next few years. I feel like I'm staring the wrong direction. I got to stare here. But yes, guys. Yes, that's what's going to be happening. So if you have seen some of the videos of the new QX60's interior, which has been leaked, that's going to be the future of the Q50, Q60. That's if they choose to keep the Q50. Yo, what's going on? All right, where is it going to be at? At Maryland. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. I have Enthusiast POV, where we picked the location already. I don't have all the location set, but it's going to be Atlanta, Georgia. I think it's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes outside of Atlanta, Georgia, the city. So most of you guys got cars down there anyway, so you should be able to get there. And it's going to be on a Saturday between hours of 10 and 6. That's the information. I'm going to come out with a video sometime this week with all the information. Bro, do you know how to upgrade from stage 1 to JB4? No videos on YouTube. It's quick. It's very simple. The stage 1, JB1 to JB4 is just a board. You go right to Burger Tuning, and they sell you a board, and you literally just purchase the new board, and then you plug it in, and then that's it. That's how you upgrade. So simple, so easy. What's going on, man? All right. What's going on? Was it Abadallah? Okay. Kurt, what's going on, man? Jose, what up? What up? Brooklyn in the house. What up, man? Truth. What's good, man? Appreciate the AMS comparison. I followed your instructions to save some money running a comparable stage street. Truth, I'm glad I was there to help you, man. Listen, AMS is a great company, guys. Remember this. For everyone's watching, AMS is still a great company. It's just that with certain modifications, you can purchase the lesser brand and save money. It's not like you're going with a brand that's going to perform way better when it comes to just lower down pipes. But I'm glad I can help you. John, Latest video talks about NA potential. Do you like forced induction on VQ? 100%, John. I would love to have a G37 or 370Z or any 3.7. I've always had boosted dreams with the VQ motors from my VQ 3.0. This is from my Maxima to the 3.5 DE to the 3.5 HR to the VHR, and I've always wanted to do boosted on those cars. But I was a broke college student, man. Stinky just raced a RS400 with my 335i. Very impressed with it. Had an low downpipes, CATBACK exhaust, and heat exchanger. Stock tune that the car did well. I beat him by a car, but was very impressed due to my mods on my 335i. I gotta be honest with you. To be straight up, I believe still the N54 is still a better motor than. Hear me out, guys. I still think the N54 is a better all-around motor than the VR30, just because how the motor is designed. I'm not saying the car, but the motor and the potential of the motor. Just as there's, the 330, the N54 have its pesky problems when it comes to build quality, but the motor itself, bare bones, I think that motor is actually super dope. Have you done any car meets in Brooklyn? BK Archive. The last time I did a car meet in Brooklyn was the start of this year. After that, COVID hit, and people really don't like when I make a car meet because they think that COVID is just running around the air and it's gonna just get people sick. If any of you guys have lost anybody from COVID or complications from COVID, I'm sorry, but it's just at the end of the day, we have to get past this, and people have to take vaccines. Like people have to sit there and say, because vaccine isn't a cure, but this is just my opinion. There's tons of Q50s and Q60s, and yeah, there's too much Q50s in freaking Brooklyn and New York City. But we're deep though. Do you know how to? Okay, I think Lennon. I think I did answer that question. Yeah, I think I answered the question, Lynn, about the JB4 thing. V Hunt. What up, Boost? 2,000 to spend. Should I do exhaust or BBK first? Well, at V Hunt, that's up to you. If you're really an exhaust guy and you love to hear the exhaust of your whatever car you choose to do this on, but you can do BBK for relatively cheap. Come on, guys. I did the BBK on my car because I found pretty much a junkyard bigger brake calipers, and I went with the cheapest rotors that Rock Auto sells. And I did everything myself, painted, and installed everything else for under $500. So you can probably do exhaust and a BBK first. Just try to find the calipers as possible. Like, should I pay $500 for a chrome delete? Absolutely not. Do not pay $500 for a chrome delete. No. Or let some of my friends do it who aren't bad at all for $100. Well, it depends. Is this chrome delete gonna be them painting it, or is this chrome delete gonna be them wrapping it? Because the amount of money that you spend on a wrap, or you could even buy the pre-cut wrap off of like eBay or Amazon for your chrome delete. I would recommend you do that. What is your take on Gretty GT Evo exhaust? Mine is being made now. I think I only heard one sound clip of that. It sounds good, but I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what my honest opinion of the Gretty exhaust would be. Can you run JB4 without Bluetooth, and what do you recommend? You can run JB4 without Bluetooth. You can get a cable to a laptop, but the thing is, you want to be able to set it up first. Choose what map you want it to run in, and then you just leave it there. After that, you don't have to keep it connected to your phone all the time. You can leave it off and it stays within that same map. John, single or twins, I know the fitment can be tight. Okay, I think he's talking about what you call the car. How difficult would a Q50 Sport big brake kit swap onto doing this only for aesthetic reasons? And I read some forums saying it was pretty common and stress-free swap. And Jacob, if you're still watching, I have videos on all of this on my channel. From when I bought the calipers, from when I cleaned them, painted them, I went and got the rotors, and I installed in the rear and the front. I was detailed about it. So I have that video. You can watch it. It's very detailed, and it is an easy swap. Yes. Kurt, I appreciate the info you have given to appreciate that, Kurt. Question about warranty. If I upgrade my factory calipers to BBK, will I void my factory and extended warranty? At K Allen, I doubt that. You should. The thing is, your warranty only really applies to when certain things fail. So if you put on a bigger brake, put on the OEM calipers on the car, and I don't know, you blew your transmission. That has nothing to do with each other. Absolutely nothing to do with each other. So you don't have to worry about that. But let's say you put on the calipers and and the rotors, and then you complain. You came into the dealership and said, "Yeah, my I've lost all brake pressure," and then they said your brake master cylinder went. That they can void your warranty for the brake system because you installed the OEM part, but it didn't come stock on the car. Basically, well, it didn't come stock on your car when you first originally purchased it, technically. But I mean, what do they really know? If it's an OEM part and the car looks like a sport, they may not even notice. So that's just my personal opinion. So I honestly don't know. I don't think they should have a problem with it, but I just think that if something goes bad, it has to be also linked with whatever that part you install go to, in my opinion. Um, Give me a second, guys. I'm blowing through these questions. Yo, what's going on, Parks? What's up? I want to get a Q60 Sport overdrive, but not sure if I should spend a bit more for a red sport. Would love to be around 450 horsepower to the crank. Well, Raul, it's very easy to get to 500 horsepower in these cars. Super easy, not even hard. To be honest with you, if you can find a red sport for the similar price of a regular sport, then go for it. Because the thing is, you might be able to get you might be able to find like a 2017 20 is it like you might be able to find like a 2018, a newer year 2018 3.0T Sport with lower mileage, but you might be able to get a first year red sport for about the same price with higher mileage. I would say just go with the red sport because at least you're still getting the same exact car. It's not like the new year is anything else better. It's just that the mileage is a little higher. But to be honest with you guys, we live in a day and age where mileage isn't really a bad thing. Think about it. Would you rather buy a car with 20,000 miles or 50,000? Both ways, the mileage is low. I don't see the difference, in my opinion. But yes, if you can find a red sport for the price of a 3.0T Sport based on mileage, go with that one. These BMWs told me I wanted to go fast. I should have gotten a fast car. Do you think people that own Infinitis and BMWs have different attitude towards car culture? What's going on, Parks? Great question. Okay. To be quite honest with you guys, not everybody can afford an M5, right? Everybody can't afford a 720S. Everybody can't afford a Hellcat. So that's why they went and chose to go get a 392, or they chose to get the 340 or 40i because you can still get a turbocharged car, throw a little JB400 or a little tune with downpipes, and you'll basically have a 500 horsepower car. So even for the Q50, you can get a lease rate of almost sub $300, get downpipes and a tune and make 500 horsepower. Some people just want the feeling of a fast car. Some people don't want a car that's track ready, that they can just go to the drag strip or an actual raceway. The M3 is for that. But you get a 440 or a 340 because you're like, you know what? I could tune it down pipes and make great power. And that I just want it for that. I don't need to go to the track. So you get a car for what you really want, to be honest. And it's your money. Not you, Parks, but you know what I mean. Big Mike, I have a QX60. I've been wanting to upgrade. Where can I start? I was thinking the brakes. Big Mike, I'm not too positive on how the spindles are for the QX60. So just look online to see if you can actually swap the BBK or pretty much the bigger calipers onto that car to make sure it fits that spindle. Somebody probably did it already. Just double check and make sure. But yes, that's a good place to start. But outside of that, performance-wise for the QX60, there's really not much. It's a CVT transmission. It's transverse. It's more of like Maxima architecture. So yeah, but you can start with the aesthetics and just do from there. But outside of that, you really can't do too much with that car. Laugh loud. There's always some people out there that are blinded by their favorite brand. I mean, listen, I love my brands. I love Infiniti, but I'm always gonna sit there and say you get a car for its use and what you can afford. Yo, V-Hunt, get yourself a good CATBACK, a 2000 KK. Oh, yo, Boost, what's going on, Marcus? What's up? Oh, yo, Boost, I got a 19 3.0T. My bumper is one piece. Wait, what? Yo, Boost, I got a 19 3.0T. My bumper is one piece. Did you put the fog light covers on the top of the bumper, or were they an interest piece? I'm very confused, but yes, the bumper is one piece, but from when you install you said the fog light covers, you have to screw them in from the back. So you can't just do it on the outside of the car. You have to take it all the way off and screw them in separately. That's what you meant. What's it? P. Okay, Sean Nell. Marcus, yo, Boost, what up, man? Just got my car back, new block after mine's died, water and oil. Eesh, ouch. That means you lifted the head, bro. John, Boost, do you have any preference in single or twin turbo kit for VQ? I know with Z cars, twin setup is tight fit. I don't know too much about the single versus twin kits, but what I would honestly sit there and say is the less moving components you have, the better. So that's why the single kit is what I would say would be better, because it's probably gonna be less piping. You don't need two of everything, and you can just try to size the right turbo. Especially on top of that, most people who do single kits, they either put it under the hood or they do it and rear mount it, which means if the turbo ever fails, it's easy to take out and put a new one in. But when you usually do the twin setup, you got to drop the motor, drop the trans, you got to drop the whole subframe. It's a lot of work, and more headaches and more things for going wrong. So that's what I would say my preference would be. Single kit. Parts, okay, you know someone talking about it, BBK, but definitely type BBC. Do you think the person who has something hidden in their subconscious? I'm very confused when someone is talking about BBK, but accidentally puts yo, Parks, I just got the joke. You're a funny dude. Parks just got the joke. BBC. Okay, Boost. You get my new wheels. Those look sweet as man. Yeah, man. No. You said, Bush, did you get? No, that was just a thumbnail I put up. I don't have no new wheels. It's one of the. If you guys already follow me on Instagram, every weekend I try to post up my following's cars as an appreciation post, because you guys actually really like when I put you guys' cars up, especially when you lower them, add wheels and everything. So it was one of my followers' cars. He's probably gonna comment below. Exhaust setup you found sounds the best. Okay. I'm confused what your question was, Corey or Corey. Cleveland, what's going on, man? BK Archive, how much would you value a 2017 Q50 RS under 40K? BBK Archive, I really wouldn't know, but when I do go and look for RSs, I've seen RSs, um, in the high 20s, mid to high 20s, lowest around 40K. The higher the mileage, the lower I see. But these cars resale values are pretty low, so the cars will be between $20,000 to $30,000. Guys, become friends with your service providers. My car is fully modded. Lower downpipes exhaust. Okay, cool. Kurt, yeah, okay, got the joke. What offset do I need to run all-wheel drive Q50 RS? PR def proof 85. What's going on in the building? That question is super vague, bro, because I have a video on offsets too about certain specific fitments, and I have a video that shows offsets, how offsets could be the same, but the spoke design could be different. So you can have two wheels that are 9.5 plus 38, but you'll see how the spoke design, one would be super close to the caliper, and another one would actually not clear the caliper. So you're gonna have to just, my recommendation, if you want to look for a specific wheel for your car, Google that car, or Google cars. I assume that you have an Infiniti. Google a G37, Google a 370Z, Google a Q50 or Q60 Red Sport with those wheels on Google Images or fitmentindustries.com, and then that will actually let you know what wheels fit that BBK. That's it. But offsets, just off my head, you try to keep the offsets between, at the highest I would go on just lowered would probably be like, not even 15, like 22, and go as low as 55. I mean, as high as 55 and low as 22. Outside of that, you have to deal with stretch tires, camber, and everything like that. So that's the best answer I could give you off the top of my head. If I don't plan on going e-gas, are high and low pressure fuel pump worth it? If you spoke with it in the past, but can't remember. Truth Art is asking a good question. So he's saying that if you have a VR30 and you want to go, if you don't want to go E85, is it beneficial to get a high pressure fuel pump and a low pressure fuel pump? My honest opinion is no. You don't have to do neither. Reason being is, on 93 fuel, 91 fuel, you're not going to run into fuel pressure issues at all. Period. You're not going to. This is from all the tuners that I've spoken to in the community. You don't need it. Now, it is stated if you are going to push the turbos to a really high PSI at a lower RPM, so a high amount of load but lower RPM, it is recommended. It is recommended. It would help if you upgrade the low pressure fuel pump because it allows you to build up enough PSI for the high load, low RPM. But most of you guys aren't in fifth gear at 3,000 RPM doing pulls, so you shouldn't really run into those issues. Okay. If okay, cool, Big Mike. Okay, you're showing some support. Appreciate that. My 4-door sport car. Okay. Okay. How fast are red sports with JB4 on pump gas? Yash, that's a very simple question. Not simple. Vague question. I don't know what you mean by fast, man. But if you're thinking about quarter mile times, you're gonna at the track. You'll probably run right around 110 to 113, 114 at low 12s. That's what I've been seeing on a red sport with full bolt-ons at the track. Okay, Green Man, thanks. How much can I expect to spend on a V1 Sport bumper swap? Jacob, I honestly wouldn't know off the top of my head. I do know eBay sells these sport bumpers for super cheap. So I know it should be under $1,000. Hopefully you can get the bumper for like $300-400. Then take it to a shop to paint it for $200, and then maybe you can put it on yourself, or they may charge you another $200 to install it. But if you can do it on your own from installing it, yeah, I would say it'll be under $1,000 if you want to swap to a sport bumper, because most the headlights swap over, the fog lights. The only thing that you're really gonna need a difference is the bottom grill, and that's it. If it's a version 1 swap. Pause. Okay, Parker says, best low tone minimal drone exhaust for Q50. Parker, to be honest, people always ask me what's like the best quietest exhaust that I would recommend for the Q50 VR30. Honestly, I would say it's NVIDIA. NVIDIA to me is one of the quietest ones, and it's kind of like the design like the Tanandi. But outside of that, I don't really know any quieter exhaust with minimal drone. Truth, you still have the RT turbos or you sold them? No, Truth, artists, I still have the RT turbos. They're sitting right over there. I don't know whenever I'm gonna get rid of them. Maybe somebody hit me up and buy them cash, but they're still here sitting over there waiting. I just haven't chose to sell them. I did want to have a raffle with you guys, like $100 buy-in, and then you guys just pretty much put up $100 one spot, and I'll raffle them off, and whoever wins get turbos. Whoever comes in second get like $300, and whoever comes in third get 200 or their $100 back. I was thinking about doing that, but I've been a little tired, man. I'm not really pressed to do anything like that right now. Okay, cool, good content. Keep it up, man. I appreciate that, Philip. 58 watching and only 4 likes. Yeah, guys, yo, get them likes up. 80 of you. Come on, man. Come on. It's a Monday. I got 80 of you guys watching. Come on, get them likes up. Get them likes up. You're right. I don't even be paying attention. Likes. I appreciate that. All right. Okay. What is the best card play option I have? Oh, winners in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Best card play option. I have a 2019 Q50 and hate that they added card play in the next model. Tell me about it. I had a 2015 Q50. That means I had 2 of them with no Apple CarPlay. 2. So I know how you feel. I would recommend joining the Q50 Q60 Facebook group. It has about 25,000 members. There's 2 people in there selling an aftermarket Android Apple CarPlay module that you can install on your own, and you'll have Apple CarPlay Android Auto on your OEM system. I think it's like under $400. But there's no specific company I would say sit there and say, but I know they sell these modules, and a lot of people have been liking them a lot. Thanks for a reminder. Okay, cool. Joseph, awesome, nice car, honesty, BMW. Okay, wait. Nice honesty to me better than BMW. Okay, cool. Seriously. Okay. Also, what drop springs would you recommend? If you guys follow me, if you guys really bump, I got 72 you guys watching me, right? What does Boost Motion sit there and say all the time? Should you guys ever get drop springs, or should I recommend coilovers? Not coming at you, PR, because everyone who follows me know I always advocate. I recommend you guys not getting lowering springs. I don't recommend you guys getting lowering springs because you're gonna buy something, spend money to install it. There's no aftermarket struts to give you a good ride comfort, and then sooner or later you're stuck at that height. What if you're too low? You're stuck at that height. At least with coilovers, you spend extra money. You can adjust the firmness. You can adjust the height. There's so much adjustability with coilovers. In the wintertime, you know what people do? They raise their car up because it's snow. So with coilovers, you can raise it up to close to side height, the car realign, and that's it. So much more easier. Always recommend coilovers, man. Unless the only time I've stated that you can get springs, and I recommend getting springs, is if you have a red sport or you have a 3.0 T Sport with the DDS suspension. This is a slightly adjustable suspension. That's the only time I recommend getting drop springs. But outside of that, like, I really don't want you guys getting it because unless you get like the smallest drop ever, like if it's like a 1 inch drop, yes. But all that 2 inch drop, no, those days are over. Don't do that. You're not gonna love it. Okay, what's up, Boost? When are we gonna talk about this AMS RA package? I think I already spoke, Michael. I think I've already spoken about the RA600 package. Wait, the RA600 package is the bigger turbos, right? The widest tires you can run on a Q Sports. Noor, I have a video about that too. Somebody ran 305 for 325 in the rear at stock height. They use Mustang wheels, Mustang rear wheels. You can go get Mustang wheels. They have the same bolt pattern, and because the offset is so low, it's like a 55 to 60 offset. You can fit 315s, 305s in the rear depending on the design of the tire. So yes, people have been running 305s to 315s in the rear of the Q50, Q60s. Thoughts on Fast Intentions exhaust? Odd Magic, it's a go. Fast Intention exhaust is always a go from 3.7 to 3.0, period. That's it. Or even hybrids. That's it. You're good to go. I need them on my G. Boost. Well, go on, bye. What's going on, Kimel? Okay, still need the Dragon to test. Yo, got you, winner. Let me know, man. I gotta give you the Dragon, bro. Let me know. Peck is in the building. What's up? Fast Intention is the best exhaust in the market for an exhaust, but it's also the most expensive. No, I think is it Gathos or GT exhaust or whatever is more expensive than Fast Intentions, but it's worth the wait. Joseph, I mean your car is much better than BMW and Mercedes. Thanks for sharing. Okay, Joseph, I know what you mean right by that question. I mean, I still like BMWs and I still like Mercedes. They have their quality, you know. Maxwell, what one? Okay, PR Def. What about the active dampering? That's why I stated. If you have a active dampering from the Red Sports or the 3.0 T Sport, then you can use the lowering springs. That's what I recommend. But outside of that, if you don't have that system, get coilovers. Don't waste your time. I think it's worth the premium price. It sounds amazing compared to others. Everything else is too quiet to me. Okay, cool. I have an RS. Okay, so then I answer PR Dev's question. Okay, I'm rocking 1.2. See, look, that's a good drop. Maxwell said 1.2 to 0.8 in the rear drop. That is going to be perfectly fine for stock shocks or even red sport shocks. But outside of that, like I wouldn't go too low. Peck, can't go wrong with fast. Okay, cool. Joseph, I have a 2018 QX80. What's going on? I know it's a different topic, but as you are so familiar with Infinities, is there anything I can do to get more horsepower out of it? Well, you have a QX80, which means you have the 5.6 liter motor, and it's also dual throttle body. You would have to look for modifications. There's really not much. I don't know if the architecture is the same for the QX80 compared to the M56, because on the G37s and the M56 you can actually swap out the test pipes or the catalytic converters to a high flow one. They're actually interchangeable between those. I don't know. Maybe you can look up on Google if there's any QX80 or Titan, or is it Titan? Or Armada forums and see what the Armada guys are running on their QX80. So I would recommend going on Google, go to Armada pages with the same 5.6. It's probably because I believe it's the same chassis and the same engine and everything else configuration, and see what those guys are doing. If the high flow cats are interchangeable with the M56 and they also make high flow cats for the Armadas, then that's a recommendation. Intakes, I wouldn't know in my head. There probably is aftermarket intakes. Canon always makes some kind of aftermarket intakes. But outside of that, there's really not much. The 5.6 is going to probably be eradicated very soon because it's still a V8. So you probably have one of the last V8s out there before Infiniti gets scrapped to either go twin turbo 6 or hybrid or something like that. So that's my best recommendations I can give you. Just look up Armada modifications and or Google Facebook groups or forums and see what those guys are running on their Armada. I'm gonna spend 15 more minutes with you guys, man. F5 is different, okay? James, what's going on, James? James in the building. What's up? Sub boost. Bad news about the Q50. Hit an object on the road, busted an oil pan, couldn't avoid it. Engine is destroyed. Might be totaled. Oosh, ouch, James. You got plastic oil pan too, right? I hate the plastic oil pan on the VR30s. You didn't know that it was cracked, James? Because I mean, sometimes it will crack and you'll never know, so it'll just keep dripping. But if you just destroy it, you'll get the oil like immediately. Gary, where should I get my paddle kit for 2019 Q50 Luxe? Gary, I have a video on this. If you want to get a paddle kit, I made a video on exactly where to go. So I have a video about it. Just YouTube it. I'm gonna tell you exactly where to go and everything on how to purchase it. And I'm the guy, I'm the middleman. I'll tell you how to get to where you need to go. Pretty much, all right, Gary. So I can't tell you in video because it's a whole video explaining it. Meow. Okay, thoughts on remark muffler delete. I just installed mine. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of muffler deletes. I like muffler delete is pretty much an AXLEBACK. So I like AXLEBACKs that have like a resonator design to it, or it actually has a muffler noise, like a muffler design to it, like it has a glass back to it. So, but to be honest, if it sounds good, it sounds good. But from when I realized everybody who usually go get a muffler delete, they always want to end up going to get a CATBACK later. So now you're like, you spend $300 on a delete, but now you're gonna go spend $900 on a full CATBACK, and now you're gonna have a muffler delete. But if you enjoy, you like the sound, then I don't really know what to tell you to do. I mean, at the end of the day, do you like the sound? If you like the sound, then can't go wrong with it. Yes, I was talking to what is the difference between titanium and what's the difference with titanium and exhaust? Well, it's titanium. That's it. I have magic. It's titanium. Probably the composition of the metal. I doubt titanium rust as easy as the certain steels they put in cheaper exhaust. And titanium exhaust is a little bit lighter than the exhaust that are on the market. But from what I can see, sometimes titanium exhaust is only about a pound or two lighter. They can run 3.7 injectors. Maxwell, I'm very confused what that is. We need a channel like this for Audi. Audi Rob 46. I appreciate that, Audi Rob. I mean, to be quite honest, I like Audi game. You know what I'm saying? One of my best friends, he's an Audi guy all day, every day. But I don't know. Cause Audi Rob got me thinking, right? What I realize is when I go to other Facebook groups or other car pages and stuff, they don't have like that type of love with each other. It's weird. Like I've always been in a Nissan Infiniti group. I've ventured into others, but they don't have the same type of unionship. Like Nissan Infiniti people always want to make their car faster. Hondas too, but there's outside of Honda Civics, Honda crew isn't really that deep. They're deep. But in this current day and age, people are not getting new Hondas and saying Honda game, Honda game, Honda game. So honestly, I think it's the Infiniti crew is just really deep. When I feel like M cars or just BMW guys, they're deep as hell too. Like they're super deep. You know what I'm saying? Audi guys, it seems like y'all don't all come together. It's really like, oh, you're an S4 guy, you hang out with S4 people. If you're an RS person or S7 person, you hang out with them. But then usually S7 people or RS7 people don't even hang out with each other. They rather hang out with supercars. So I realize it's a little different when it comes to Audi, Mercedes, and BMW. But I appreciate that, Rob. That was me ranting. Really appreciate that. Peck, upgrade your oil pan to drop bear. Yeah, drop bear. Yeah. Peck is talking about a aluminum oil pan for the VR30s. It's pretty much made out of metal rather than plastic, so you guys don't run into issues. And also, it has a higher oil capacity. Okay, would love to win an RT. Okay, yeah, I'm man, Giovanni, Garcia. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I might just sell it locally, but we'll see what happens. I'm not really pressed to sell it. I read about the 3.7 injector is supposed to run higher than the 5.6. Oh, okay. So Maxwell is saying that you can run larger 3.7 injectors in the 5.6. It all depends on the CC count, but then he would have to tune the 5.6, and I don't think they're tuning. I wouldn't know if they're tuning armadas, because if they're tuning armadas, that means that QX80s could be tuned also. But I don't know. I don't have that answer. Oscar, what up, Boost? Almost didn't recognize you without the hat and glasses. Yeah, I got on no hat and glasses today, guys. I appreciate that, man. He's like, who's this dude? Okay, cool. Anyone? Do you know anyone who has a swapped VR30 FX? Oscar, at this current moment, no. But Oscar's bringing up a good question. In the future, a lot of people are going to be swapping in the VR30s into the older model Infinitis and Nissans. Bet you that. Bet you. Bet you guys that. I'm telling you. They're gonna be doing it, and I can see it because there's people right now swapping the VR30s in the 370Z, 350Z, and a G35 coupe. So sooner or later, it's gonna get to the FXs and other brands. I mean, other cars. I'm waiting to see somebody put a VR30 in a 240SX. I can't wait to see that. The RS package was released, but it broke several records with 670 wheel horsepower. Has stage 2 turbos. I'm waiting for someone to package to make a video. Yeah, Michael. I really don't have anybody yet. Also, 506 can be tuned with up rev. Okay, so Max will answer the question. I love how you answer the questions with your base. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, man. I mean, I try my best to give the best information I can from being like the middleman, also reading a lot about the community. So I'm glad I could help him. Titanium has a higher pitch, deeper tone to the stainless steel. See, look, I didn't know that, Peck. I didn't know that. Nah, it went 30 seconds before the dash turned completely red. Ooh, that means, yeah, that means the motor literally seized that quick. Ouch. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm from Canada and have new. Hey, man. Okay, and man, this shit quick. I just bought exhaust and sounds like a GTR. Okay, cool. No, bro. Forgot AMG C. Okay. So AMG C43 is around the same price as a Q50. But to be honest, an AMG C43 to me is a nicer car. It's definitely a nicer car, and when they're tuning downpipe, they have similar performance. But most people rather their community isn't big. It's like in the community of AMG, they don't like the C43 owners because it's like, yo, you're a C43 owner. Why didn't you get a C63? Like, what's wrong with you? You should have just got a C63. You're broke. And it's like, dude, really? Like, come on, I'm still an AMG car, but technically, are you? You know? Shout out, man. Shout out. I don't even know what that is. A shout out to Oscar, man. Thank you for the donation. $9.99. I ain't got no liquor today. I ain't got no beer to drink on. I ain't got nothing to drink with you guys, but I appreciate the donation, man. Appreciate it so much. You bought me some chicken wings. That's what you did. You bought me some chicken wings. Get them likes up, guys. I got 83 of you guys here. 51 likes. Get them likes up, man. We hanging out for a bit. I'm gonna be with you guys for like another 10 minutes. Okay, cool. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I just want to check my messages real quick. All right. All right, cool. I'm coming back, guys. I'm coming back. All right, let me try to rush through these questions a little bit more quicker because I'm getting back on time. Yeah, I'm about 4 minutes out. Okay, so I got maybe a dumb or already answered question a million times. Is there a way to replace those heat exchangers and use actual front mounts? At Gaming Network, the first question, you can do it. Why not? You have to get some couplings and find a way to pipe the turbos to a front intercooler and then run it back towards the car. The only reason people have chose not to do that within the community, his question is, why aren't people coming from air to water to air? One, the complexity of piping it. Number two, the variance of how pretty much it's easier to log the car and know the heat exchanger fluid temperature because it'll be more consistent. But when you get tuned on air to air, depending on the day's DA and temperature, the charge air temp, or pretty much how hot the boost would be, the air temperature of the boost will have a huge variance from one pull to two pull to three pulls. But when you do air to water, it's consistent. It's a lot more consistent on how the air charge will be. So it won't come from, let's say, 110 to 250 in just two pulls. It's a lot. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but it's just a lot more consistent with air to water rather than air to air. That's why people choose not to do so. Give me a second, guys. Or is there a ton of electronics that would have to be basically nope, I'm not working. Okay, cool. I pretty much a ton of electronics that would cause the car to basically say no. There's no electronics that would actually tell the car what you're doing, but the car would just run higher charge air temps if you go air to air. I would assume so because it's just going air to air rather than air to water, and it won't be as consistent. Pizzle, yo, bro, pull up to LA, stop playing. Yo, K Pizzle, I would love to pull up to LA. But when I go to LA, I don't want restrictions. That state has so much restrictions right now. I want to go to LA and be able to walk around without a freaking mask on. And I want to be able to go to places that are open and meet people and stuff. I'm tired of this, man. So I'd rather wait till LA is way more open. Haas, what's going on, man? Alexis, what exhaust do you recommend for the Q50 RS? Mari, I would recommend two extremes here. Fast Intentions, sounds great. And on the lower end, NVIDIA. I would recommend NVIDIA. You could even do the one I did, a Rev 9, but it's really loud. Did you sell your RPF ones? Yes, Cunningham. Yes, I've been selling my RPF ones from when I've had a G37, but I've never had RPF ones for this car. Never did. Jonathan. Okay, hey Boost, how come no wrap on the car? Jonathan, here's why. Because I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It's expensive. Wraps are $2,000 to $3,000, and there's no return on investment on that. Also on top of that, when it comes to the channel, it'll make my car stand out too much. I will get a wrap that will stand out. I street park my car, and people are like, "Oh, that's boosted motion right there," and I don't want that. I don't want people to hate me and just start cutting my wrap up or something like that. I live in Brooklyn, New York. It's just that I would rather be low key. That's it. Also, Boo, shout out to you, my guy. The reason why I bought my Red Sport at PR Def, man. I hope you enjoy the car, man. The new 400Z is gonna be nice. My boy Noah with the 370Z for okay, cool. Oh, Maxwell, yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. Garcia, bet we gonna see the VR30 in all types of cars. Oh yes, we will. Swapped in there. I'm surprised there isn't more support for this platform. That blows my mind. Like Gaming Network, what support do you mean? There is a good amount of companies that make bolt-ons for this car. But outside of that, what else more can they really design for the car? We have two drive shafts already. We have two rear differentials. We have plenty of downpipes, exhaust for the car. Intakes, we have a lot. I don't really know what you mean by other aftermarket support. Just so I know you're gonna continue to write that there. Hopefully I didn't miss any questions here. Okay, how much money is it gonna cost me to replace? Wait. Mitch says I have a 2017 Accord, but I feel like the mods for this got skipped and companies make aftermarket parts for the 10th generation. I just don't understand. Well, that's how it is when you got an Accord. Remember, Accord is a family front-wheel drive van. That's it. They're not going to design those cars for performance. That's just what it is. The aftermarket companies know that people are not running out buying Accords. They know that people are running out there buying Civics. How much money is it going to cost to replace a 2016 Q50 bumper with paint? I think, Sebastian, I answered this a little earlier, but you can go on eBay or Amazon and buy the bumper skin, and bumper skins for what's that? This is 2016. Bumper skins for relatively cheap, $300-$400. Paint it for $200-$300, whatever paint shop, and then put it on yourself. So under $1,000, $700-$800 at the most. That's what I would think. Maybe less than that if you can find the bumper skin for like $300-$400 or something like that. Love some. Yo, man, appreciate that, Scott. Thank you, man. Jersey in the building. Talk about those spoon rigid collars. Also, do you think it will fit the Q60 since they're ashamed of subframe? Well, Peck, remember I think we spoke about this already. I'm not gonna go in depth with it because that would have to be its own video, and I want to answer everybody's questions, Peck. So I'm not gonna really get deeply into that. Yeah, that makes a total sense. Anyway, to repair the 2617 Q60 head gasket leak, serpentine belt broke and ran high. Garage telling me to replace the engine at the cost around $6,000 to $7,000. Well, at Jimmy, how about you just replace the belt? And are you running into head gasket issues? Did you keep driving the car when it was overheating? Because if you did, then that's your fault. But $6,000 to $7,000. Just go the VR30s you can go buy at a freaking at a junkyard for low as $1,500. They can kiss my ass with $6,000 to $7,000. Hell no. And if you're gonna rebuild a head gasket on a VR30, you might as well put rods and pistons and bearings in there, and then swap in new turbos. But Jimmy, yeah, just change the serpentine belt and see. But if you are running into heating issues with it, honestly, just swap in a whole nother motor. Don't waste your money rebuilding. It doesn't make any damn sense. Bend over. What's going on, man? What's going on, Joker? Okay, 2121. I have a 3.0 Q60. What you recommend for a daily driven EcuTech tune or a JB4? I have videos on this at AEG. I have videos on this already talking about EcuTech versus JB4. It all depends on what you want to use it for, bro. Like, or miss. It all depends on what you want to use it for. If you have a lease and you just want to do slight modifications, JB4. If this is a car that you own, honestly, I would sit there and say go EcuTech, because if you're gonna own the car, then you might want to get the most out of it because you're gonna commit to owning this car. So I would recommend EcuTech, but do your both ones first and then get a tune. JB4, you don't need a tune. You don't need a bolt-ons. You can do it stock, or you can do it with bolt-ons. Nikki, when will the Q50 do a full change? Honestly, Nikki, I have no idea. Okay, somebody drop some love on the chat. Oh, I appreciate that, Garcia, man. Thank you, thank you. Listen, Garcia, I usually drink on video and take shots when people donate to the channel. So the next live, I got you guys. I'm gonna have a little bottle. We're gonna eat and drink some chicken or something like that. I got you guys, all right? But I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, Garcia. Gotta get back to the questions though. Gotta run through the questions. Yeah, I don't know when they're gonna change to the new Q50, Q60 because they may not continue to make sedans. Reason being is everyone in America likes to buy crossover vehicles. That's what some of you guys don't like when I talk about the QX55 or the QX60 because you have a Q50, Q60. But Americans are going over to those cars. They just feel more comfortable with driving crossover utilities or pickup trucks or sport utilities. So they may not make a new Q50. They may keep the Q60 because it'll be the only two-door car I see them have, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hey, bro, my girl is buying a 2017 Q50. How much power can she gain on a tune and with no mods? She wants to keep up with 370s. Well, to be quite honest with you, Jonathan, if she no modifications, just tell her to get a JB4. I mean, if you get a tune, I don't see the sense of getting a tune and leaving everything else stock because the car is going to heat soak so fast. It's just easier just to get a JB4, throw that thing on map 7 and call it a day. That's it. You'll be 370s, stock 370s, and even full bolt-on 370s, you should be able to keep up with just a JB4, and that's it. Everything else stock. You should beat them too because you should beat them also. 100% beat them. Patterson, okay, Aloha Boost. What's going on, Jonathan? Patterson, what's going on, man? Where I said, yeah, bro, I'm living, okay, but California screws us with so much. Yeah, I'm scared with California, man. Say no more. Do you remember what size they were? The wheel setup you had? On my G35X, he's talking about my 2007 G35X HR. I had the 19 by 10s. And I think they were the 35 offset or the 25 offset. But they fit. I didn't have BBK on that car, but they fit perfectly fine. I had a 255/40 tire on those 19-inch, 19 by 10. They were expensive, though. And those wheels are light. I got rid of them because they actually cracked on me. The front wheels cracked, and I got them repaired. And then they cracked again on another spot. But this was when Brooklyn had really crappy roads. And even though I tried to avoid potholes, what can you really do, you know? Bear with me, guys. Let me just check my messages. All right, cool. I'm back. All right, cool. No sauce, bend over. Okay, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Remember, guys. So, say no more. Do you remember? Okay, yeah, I answered that. Bend over says, what downpipes will work with my stock exhaust? Like, will it be worth the time and money, or should I just do downpipes with new exhaust? Well, bend over. You know what I did? With my setup, I went mega lower downpipes because they only cost how much? $150. And I went with an aftermarket YPIPE at the time being because it felt weird going with downpipes and then the YPIPE and then having a stock YPIPE. The stock YPIPE is so thin. So I went with an aftermarket YPIPE. I think it was a Megan or some cheaper eBay brand. and I put them together, and I rocked out with that for like a long time until I went and got a Rev 9 full exhaust. But you can do that, and yes, it is worth it. Yes, because you're relieving a lot of back pressure on the turbos. Also he says, worth the time. It says, wait. Somebody said my warranty. No, I'm reading wrong. What's the highest horsepower you can push on a stock internals of a 2019 Q50 Lux? Well, Barack Obama is in the building. That would be actually cool if it was really a Barack Obama that was in the chat. But the most power you can actually get out of a Q50, Q60 Lux, it's not really just for the Lux. It's just for the VR30 engine itself. At the current moment, the record holders, I think, is AMS at 670 wheel horsepower. So they put up the new glass ceiling. It's at 670 wheel horsepower. This is on pure turbos, a mixture of E85 and I think MS 109. And this is the car, of course, fully bolt on. Torque was kept a little under, I think, under 600 pounds of torque, but 670 wheel horsepower. But right now, remember, guys, horsepower is not what really kills motors. It's the amount of torque. Can the rods, the bearings, and the pistons, the rods and the bearings take that much excessive torque before they break or bend or crack? So right around 600 pounds of torque. So I'm coming from Evo community, so we got tons of options, intakes, manifolds. Yeah. I mean, Evos are so much more simple to build at Gaming Network. It's so much more simple to build, and plus that car was actually narrowed in to be a sports type of car, a car that's a real tuner car. This is an Infiniti, so we don't really get that much love. But here's what's gonna happen: when the 400Z comes out in the next year or two, I bet you the 400Z gets a lot of love. And a lot of the components that are going to go into 400Z from turbo upgrades and stuff are going to end up going for the Q50s that have been out for like 5 years and the Q60s that have been out for like 4 years. So you're going to see that change in the next 2 years. This community is going to, I hate to say it like this, it's going to blow up. It's going to get a lot bigger. See, I was supposed to leave at 8 o'clock Eastern time, but that's how much I'm hanging out with you guys. That's how much you love you guys. So can we please get them likes to match the amount of people viewing, man? I really would appreciate that, man, because I'm going on here way longer than I'm supposed to be. But once again, Garcia, I appreciate the donation, man. Don't get me wrong, though. I love my Q50. Yeah, love the content. Thanks for being so active in the community. Hey, Boost, are you still using the pedal commander? No, I got rid of the pedal commander already. I don't use that. Once I got tuned, I didn't use it anymore. But it's really good to use with JB4. And you don't have to get pedal commander. You can get the burger tuning version of pedal commander, which is half the price. So if any of you guys want pedal commander, do not get it. Get the burger tuning version, which is half the price. Thanks, Boost. Belt replaced. Dealership aligned. No heating issues. Just slight smoke during idle. Yeah, you're gonna get smoke during idle because there's condensation. That's it. That's all it is. Condensation. Okay, Marilyn. Okay, Marlene. What's going on? Okay, as someone new to the car scene, what do you think would be the best way for me to learn more? Because y'all say a lot of these words, and I don't know, and I don't know car people like that. Well, to be honest with you, I hate to sound like just funny, but watch my videos. Also on top of that, join the Q50, Q60 Facebook groups. You have a big one that says 25,000. You have a smaller Tech Talk page, and you have a few Q50, Q60 Facebook groups where people actually put up some of this, what they're going through with the car, from modifying the car to aesthetic modifications to talking about maybe a system, and these are the communities where you get to like learn about certain things you want to do with the car. I'm mainly just a performance channel because that's what I like to do, but there's people out there who's into bagging their car, wide wheels, people that are into systems, people into wrapping their car a sexy color. It's just different strokes for different folks. But I would recommend joining those forum groups on Facebook because they have a lot of information in there. I mean, a lot of people are talking shit, but there's a lot of information there, and you'll be more okay with learning and reading through some of the comments. That's my best recommendation. Thank you, man. That's a good question. My lady, BK Archive. Can you recommend me a shop in NYC that can help me install my mods? I don't know much about installing car parts. BK Archive. If you are new to my channel, my channel is sponsored by All Out Motorworks in Long Island. Once again, All Out Motorworks in Long Island. It's a friend of mine who has a shop who's been working on cars for about maybe 20 years now, but he's been my friend for about 15 years, and he's the shop that I go to whenever I want to do work to my car that I know I can't do in the street. So definitely check him out. He's in Long Island. You can go to my Instagram at boostinmotion IG and Facebook, and I'll have the links to his shop. Great shop, and he gives discounts to anyone who says Boost in Motion. Woo! Okay, Jonathan. All right. Hey, how's it going? I was curious if I should replace my base model Q50 bumper with a fresh painted one, or spend extra money and get a sport bumper. Just get the sport bumper and sport lip. Do not get the same bumper again. That's it. If you have to ever replace your bumper, just get the sport one. That's it. Just do it. And do you know any sites for the Q50 parts such as spoilers and diffusers? And Michael, to be quite honest with you, eBay and Amazon are some of the best places to go. That's the best places. All right, Giovanna Garcia, I'm going to build a 1200 horsepower big turbo 0990 G. I don't know. 1200 horsepower G35X? I can't agree with that. Reason being is that transmission, it's gonna blow up. Like, that's it. There's no way to build that transmission to take that much torque. Most people just end up going 6-speed manual. If you would have said 09 G35 S or 6-speed manual, then yes. What kind of issues can I run into if I run MAP 5 on JB4 with 91 octane? Noobs, to be honest, the only thing you're gonna run into is heat soak. That's it, because your car is probably stock, and after a certain amount of pulls, the car is gonna start pulling. To make it simple, the car is gonna want to protect itself because it's gonna start. Your car won't get hot, but it's gonna reduce the performance because it can't keep the temperature for the boost and or the temperature for the charge air from the turbos down because it's starting to overheat. That's why people get heat exchangers, because heat exchangers keep that coolant a little bit cooler or more consistent so that the car won't pull as much power. That's really what I'm going to run to. Okay, AMS 670. Yep, that's it. Yep. Barack Obama, damn, on stock pistons and stock rods. Yep, that's it. Gaming nice. That's a lot for a stock motor. Yup, it is, especially for a stock transmission. Yo, King, what's going on, man? Okay, cool. Get this man 100 likes. I would love to get 100 likes before I leave. That'd be great. And I was supposed to leave in 4 minutes. Oh, you're the GOAT, man. I appreciate that. I'd be happy with 450 to 500 horsepower. 450, you can get 450 wheel horsepower easy. Bolt-ons, intake, heat exchanger, CATBACK exhaust with test lower downpipes and a tune, 93 fuel, you'll make 450 wheel horsepower. I have a video talking about if you want 400 wheel, 500 wheel, and 600 wheel, I have videos on what are the requirements to get there. Ooh, okay, Garcia, okay, Russ sells a fully built aftermarket show block with rods pistons for $4,600. To be honest, I wouldn't even buy. I don't know about built motors, so I can't even sit there and say $4,600 is worth it when you could just buy the rods and pistons and bearings and some of this stuff OEM and just have a machine shop do it. But it's probably cheaper just to have the block. It is true. Okay, what's going on? I'm Smear. Oh yeah, facts. I'm getting EcuTech, and I'm okay. Run shop right now. Infiniti seems like they're trying to rebuild the entire brand. Yes, they are trying to rebuild their whole brand. They're going electrified. They've been saying that for the last 5 years. So they're going to go with more electric cars or hybrid electric cars. So they may not be making cars sporty. So it is what it is. Aiming for 500 horsepower. Very easy to do. Where'd he go? I'm right here. The live cutoff. It did. No, I'm right here. Okay, was going to JB4 on a Q60, but decided to learn how to tune, and I'm going to do full tune myself. That actually is great, Garcia. I like that. That's actually really dope. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man, in the sense that you want to learn and get more into that. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. And you can make a passive income, or not passive, but a second income on that. A lot of people in this community want to get tuned, and there's not much tuners out in this community. Hey, does anyone have an interior noise on their Q50 more towards the front passenger side? I think a lot of people have that noise. I think it comes from the speaker or the speaker bracket or something like that. Somebody got a fresh cut. Haha, cooks and comedy. Well, I mean, I know how to cut my own hair, guys. I just want you guys to know. I've been cutting my own hair since I was 14. God rest my brother's soul, but I always loved that he used to cut our hair and stuff when I used to go to Canada. And I sat there and he used to cut his own hair. So right around when I was 12 or 13, I liked this girl, right? And I couldn't go to the barber shop. So I just took I took like the shitty shaver and I just like tried to line it up, and I did the best I can. And it turned out to not to be too bad. So ever since I was like 13, 14, I invested into a proper trimmer or a T-blade, and I never looked back. Do you know any good shops in BK? Because someone tried to skimp me. Barack Obama. We'll say it again. Look into All Out Motorworks in Long Island. That's the only shop that I go to. I trust. BK shops, I really don't have any that I go to. That's it. Brooklyn represent All Out Motorworks. Yep. I can't say Real Auto Dynamics. I can't sit there and say it. I think Real Auto Dynamics charge too much smear, but that's my opinion. Yo, is it bad to put E85 mix on Qs? Can't seem to find any good posts. They're talking about daily driving E30. Just wanted to get your weekends. Okay, yeah, you can add um a little bit of E85 to the tank of 91 and 93 to bump up the octane. But what I would recommend after a few tanks, just run a clean tank, full tank of 91 or 93, because there's certain because the more you keep running the E30, you'll realize that you're actually bringing up the octane to E40, E50, even when you go down to a quarter tank. So you'll never really know where the mix will be. That's my answer will be. All out's the truth. Okay, cool. Okay, Oceanside. Okay, how much should a dyno tune cost? At cams, I really don't know what a dyno tune should cost. It all depends on how much that shop charges per hour, and it also depends on how much that tuner charges per hour. So I can't really tell you. Or for the win, only running during race nights. Okay, on Norse. Okay, myself or Boost look like a rapper. Fabulous, haha. 370 wheels is fire. That's not my car. Shout out to he's one of the guys who followed me on Instagram. One of the subscribers. I just used him as a quick thumbnail so I could get you guys' attention. But yeah, man, I love the 370 wheels. Boost, man, all driving these cars barely works. Laugh aloud, drive payment, and she's sideways. I mean, you could, yo, I mean, yeah, it's the open differential. That's why I would sit there and say that it's smear. The open differential in these old drives suck. Speed Racer, hey, need help on intakes. What do you recommend? Speed Racer, I don't know what kind of car you have, man. Remember, this is Q50, Q60. YouTube for now. What's your next whip, bro? Yeah, planning on putting a dog box in it. Okay, I don't know what my next Cody. I don't know what my next whip is gonna be. To be honest, I really wanted to be a G37 6-speed manual, but I'm really eyeing a Q60 now because I don't want to have two coupes. But you guys will just have to see. This isn't Infinity related, but just finished building a 900 horsepower Mach 4 Supra and it rips. Of course, and you shouldn't do any pulls under 60 miles an hour at 900 horsepower in that car. No pulls, because you're going to be spinning for days. Like, your tires will never hook. Ben Nova, thanks for all the help searching for downpipes and YPIPEs now. Might do a Rev9 YPIPE and downpipes as well. You can do that while I get a tune to run downpipes and YPIPE. No. If you have a VR30 and you have downpipes, lower downpipes and catback exhaust, you don't need to get a tune because there's really no changes to there's no changes to your air fuel ratios. No, at least no aggressive changes. So the car won't run into any check engine lights or anything like that. So you don't need a tune. That's just for the VR30. Because if you go full catless, then you need to get a tune. Barack, only 93. Okay, let's. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, cool. Give me a second, guys. M40, ugly as fuck. Okay, yeah. The new M440's grill is ugly, but it is what it is. And has a small hybrid system, which is kind of weird. Who your barber? Me, Cody. I cut my own hair, man. So, yeah, me. Bear with me, guys. Let me just check my messages. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, try to tell everyone, learn about your car, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, give me a second, guys. I'm just going through a message to yourself. We're close to my car. Okay, cool. Boy, fresh. Haha, come save money for parts. Q50 or 540i? To be quite honest, Jay on fire. The new 540i is actually, that's the B58 motor. If you can get the lease rate for pretty cheap on a 540R, that is a lot of car. The 5 Series is a lot of car compared to the Q50, but of course the Q50 is cheaper. But if I had to get a Q50 Red Sport or 540i, if I get a 540i for a really good cheap rate, I would probably get that car. I'm not looking at a 540, but I'm saying the 540i is a lot of car for what it is. It's hard to find a good shop. Truth. How low can I go on coilovers? Very low at Joe Dirt. Literally to the dirt. You can if you go BC Racing coilovers, you can get extreme drop coilovers, and they will slam because they'll make the shock body a little shorter. So you can slam these cars. It's easy to slam these cars on most coilovers from fender to wheel rim. Literally, I mean you tucking. You literally just have the fender right at the rim of the wheel. Whoo, okay. Would you consider getting a '07 or G35 6-speed manual or a '06? don't want a sedan. At young K, I've already had a 2007 G35X, so I'm not going back to the sedans and the G sedan. I would get a coupe 6-speed manual, 08 and up. You think the MD37X is a good car for racing? It's really up to you what is that? Fike Quito. To be quite honest, 300 horsepower isn't nothing to really scream at nowadays. I would just recommend getting the car tuned. Put some bolt-ons in the G37X. I already have plenty of videos on that. Get some test pipes, some high flow cats, CATBACK exhaust, intake, and then get that car tuned on 93 fuel. The car will be a lot quicker. It'll be a lot closer to 400 horsepower, and it'll be a better all-around car. But if you're trying to chase down Mustangs and Camaros and stuff like that, that's not the car for you. It's not going to be able to keep up. Hotchkiss, okay, cool. Smear map 6, E3, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. Give me a second. I want to answer all the questions before I go, guys. The G37, okay, cool. Smear safe run, bro. Why you like Infiniti so much? Cody, the reason why, give me a second, guys. Cody asked me, why do I like Infiniti so much? I'm gonna be honest, I'm asking this question to you. I started off in Nissans. That's why I came out with a video talking about how I had a Mazda Miata. I mean, not Miata. I had a Mazda MPV. I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee, but I've always liked Maximas, and I just graduated from then. The reason why I always stick with the Maxima / Nissans because they had a timing chain rather than a timing belt. I just never liked the idea that I have this belt that if it ever pops, I can destroy my motor. So I love the VQ motors because they use a timing chain. And ever since then, I just grew up with the Nissan Infinitis. And then I drove a GTR, and I really like the GTR. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go into. I was looking at 335Is and stuff like that, and I was like, oh man, those things got crappy problems. I don't want that at all. That sucks. And then the Audis, I remember really like the Audis because they to me just looked like a nicer Volkswagen. And the Mercedes, I just couldn't really afford those either. That's it. All the Mercedes were V8 and they were all rear-wheel drive and stuff. So I was like, I'm good. I really wanted an all-wheel drive sedans, and Infiniti just did it for me. And Lexuses are nice too, but I just thought that Lexus wasn't as performance oriented, such as the Infinitis. All right, guys, I'm about to go soon. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, you guys got the likes. Not the likes are actually higher than the views, man. I appreciate that. So I'm about to go. Let me see if I can answer these last amount of questions. Is it worth it to install in headers on Red Sport? You don't have headers on Red Sports, if that's what you mean. You don't have headers. You have downpipes on Red Sports. But yes, you can install lower downpipes on Red Sports. Speed Racer had asked me, it's a G37, G37 IPL. Okay, so I guess he had his original question. Hey, needing help. Okay, so Speed Racer says, can you install intakes? And he's saying that it is a G37. Yes, you can get intakes for your G37. Look into, I came out with a video about it. You can look into admin tuning long tube intakes. You have Takeda, you have STILLEN, and you have Motorsports long tube intakes. Yes, bro. Why? Okay, cool. Is it worth it to install? Okay, bro, you're gonna need a drag pack for all that power, 100%. But when the hot car start pulling, okay, cool. Get an X-Shader and running cool. Give me a second, guys. I'm just running through questions. Okay, Boost coming to Miami. No snow down here, man. I would love to come to Miami right now, man. Shoot. We'll see next year. BK Archer get a Q60. Bear with me, guys. We're just going through it. Yo, bro, those new BMW grills, they kind of are ugly, though. I agree. The new BMW grills on the 4 Series and the 3 Series are pretty freaking ugly. I do agree. Okay, drop tonight. Thoughts on that 540 M Sport? See, look, Cody says thoughts. You can get a $500 a month, 0 down on a 540i. That's a good freaking price. I would actually go for that. That's a B58. You tune that car, simple, easy. You don't even have to throw downpipes. And the car is a lot of car. That's a good price. How much would it cost to turbo a G35 to G37? To be honest with you, if you can find a good welder, get yourself an eBay turbo kit, an eBay turbo for like a Honda, run some piping, you can get this stuff done for $2,000 to $3,000. I'm telling you right now. I'm not saying it's gonna mess, but you can get it done. It could be done. But in all honesty, for the off-the-shelf turbo kits, it's gonna be about $10,000. What about the new Z? Is it going to be manual? 100%, Brian, the new Z is going to be manual, and they're going to have automatic. Cody, okay, he answered that question. That's what I'm thinking. Red Sports 540. Okay, cool. Wow, I'm back on questions. 540 JB4 is better, but pricey. Okay, cool. What's goody boost? I got a 19 Red Sport. What should I do to it? Is it needs a heat exchanger, extra tanks and stuff? Just incredible. Okay, cool. Well, I have plenty of videos about that, Albert, on what you want to do to your Q50, Q60, so I can't get detailed on video. But yes, if you want to go with higher power, you're going to need a heat exchanger. You're going to need downpipes, period. And then you're going to need to get a tune or a JB4 for the time being if you want to gain power. Okay, cool. All right, so you guys are talking to each other. Could Red Sport keep up? Completely confused what you said, Brian. Could Red Sport keep up with what? I'm very confused there. On the Infiniti interior suck. Yes, I do agree, Jay on Fire, that the interior of Infinitis do suck because they're old and outdated. But let's be fair here. They just started making nice interiors. Let's be honest. They just started making nice interiors. They've been making the same bland interiors for like 30 years. They just got nicer. I love Infinitis at 30 limited. Okay, Z1 full 3-inch downpipes have either 3-inch opening or downsides. Can't decide which one. To make full 3-inch exhaust. To be honest with you, I won't be able to pick that for you, man. Z1 full 3-inch downpipes. I really can't pick that for you. It's really up to you, man. I can't. I don't really. I would want it to be full 3 inches all the way. But the 2.5 inches because they want it to be able to bolt up to other YPIPEs, aftermarket CATBACK exhaust. That's why they do that. Well, but I can't make that decision for you. Can you send you pics? Okay, cool. Any Canadians here? Oh, shout out to Smear, man. Thank you for the $2 shot. I appreciate that so much, man. Can't wait to go to Cali one day, man. Much love and respect. I'm just trying to run through the questions. Any Canadians here selling a 2016 Q50 parts? Bend over sets. Then say if they have any Canadians here, you sell some parts and you're leaving to go get a BMW. Sell some of those parts to Bend over. What's your IG? Okay, guys, told it. What intake is better on in 2017, Takeda or AMS? Honestly, I'm still going to recommend AMS because AMS works with Infiniti on making intakes. So you can't go wrong with that. That's why I would always pick AMS in that sense. Have you been to Ontario? I've been to Ontario. Okay. I'm very confused. I live in Florida. I hate the humidity. Humidity sucks down there. Not that bad, but it still was hot. Looking to get a Q60. Do you think it's worth getting a 2018 or newer, or can I get a 2017 and older? Well, it's only when they started with the Q60. They started in 2017, so there's no difference in coming from a 2017 to a 2018. No difference. And usually with the first year of cars, they usually have pesky problems. But no, there's no pesky problems with a 2017, period. Because the motor and transmission been out since 2016 in the Q50, so most of the issues were addressed. So you could go with a 2017. Okay, cool. Turbo Civics, gap in 5.0s, 100%. I hate Atlanta's traffic. Can't enjoy my manual. Toronto is looking good. Boost. Welcome, Nick. Can the Red Sport keep up with Vets and Mustangs? That first thing, yes, but it's gonna need to be E85 10 speeds. You would have to be E85 Q50 VR30s. You would have to be full bolt-on E85 tuned to keep up with E85 10 speeds in the road races. But once a freaking Mustang gets a blower, it's a whole nother story. That's when you're gonna need to change out your turbos and go with pure or RT turbos and go 85, and then you could try your best to keep up. All right, cool. All right. Oh, shout out to Albert, man. Thank you for the shot, man. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Albert. I was supposed to go, man. Oh my God. Okay. I want to answer all the questions. Oh shit. Okay, cool. Excited to see what comes. All right, love the Q60. What is the one thing to do to a 2015 3.7 to improve performance? The one thing, Mike. The only thing I would honestly change in a 3.7 is high flow cats. I would just change out to a high flow cat because you actually do feel it in the mid range. You actually do feel like there's a change of power. So I will go with a high flow cat or a test pipe. I'm going to wait and they'll make a decision. Accurate TLX. Yeah, I do like the new TLX Type S or the accurate TLX. It looks nice. What car can you boost reliably or reliable Red Sports or 27? Well, they're both going to be boosted regardless. But the better platform is the B58 ZF 8-speed from the M340. Okay, cool. I heard there will be an Infiniti Q90, M30, M340, such a better car. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, can only find a 2.5-inch Y pipe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Most of the Y pipe's going to be 2.5-inch. So you'll pair that with a 2.5-inch lower downpipes. Okay, lagging. Okay, okay, I guess it's lagging a little bit. 2014 is supposed to run 5, but some reason it's closer to 7. Well, I don't know who's running 0 to 60 7. It's probably the air wherever it is. Those cars should not be running those 0 to 60 in 7 seconds for a 3.7. Not possible. That sucks. Must be terrible air up there. Or are you going to an import expo in Atlantic City? Didn't even know there was an expo in Atlantic City. Didn't even know. Catalyst Megan downpipes or high flow cats. Damn, the high flows are so expensive. Yes, they definitely are. And getting my 3.0 Q50 tomorrow. Hopefully you get the best car. And the last question is G37. I would love to get a G37. I'm still looking. I have been finding good deals. I found a really good deal for about 5,500. Hit the dude up. He didn't hit me back up. There's a 6-speed manual black on black one 2008 over here in Brooklyn. Didn't get back to me yet. But outside of that, guys, I am out. I'm going to see you guys later. You guys know where to add me at boostinmotion.ig, Facebook, boostinmotiongmail.com. If you guys could get me to 100 likes, that would be great before I leave. Get them likes up. If anyone didn't hit like the button, just hit it now before I go. Please, please appreciate that so much. Get them likes up. Come on, guys. Let's hit that 100. Let's hit that 100 likes. Come on. Whoever didn't hit like, what kind of trends do you think will come with the new Z? Either it's going to be a 6-speed manual, which already was in the 370Z, or the 9-speed automatic that's already in the Nissan Titan and the Nissan Frontier. Yes, there's a 9-speed transmission that's already being used in Nissans. Period. But outside of that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Appreciate that, guys. You have a good day.